Hi everyone, Trashfellow here, and I'm finally back again with another review of another great Dawn of the Dead edition. This time a Laserdisc edition by the label called Elite Entertainment that released this great Laserdisc edition called the Letterbox edition in 1996 in the US. Well, following the enormous reception of Night of the Living Dead restoration, Elite Entertainment's Don May Jr. and Vinnie Bancalari pursued MKR Group for the rights to actually Dawn of the Dead to bring the 138-minute long cut to Laserdisc for the first time in America in widescreen. As with Night of the Living Dead and many of their titles, 2 editions were pressed, same as this one. So the first shipped in October 30, 1996, after a month of excellent pre-orders, was basically CLV disc with only 1 trailer as a supplement. The infamous bald zombie, as we can see it here, head peering over the horizon, graced the cover with a colorful, as we can see, pink sky behind it. This is also one of the most famous, most common covers that we do know from Dawn of the Dead. I mean, in every trailer that we see of Dawn of the Dead, we get the bald head here shown, and the famous lines: first there was Night of the Living Dead, now George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead appear in that trailer as well. Concerning the transfers, they're actually astounding, crisp and sharp, making the film look better than it ever was before at that time actually. But as I mentioned before, there was actually a second version out that came out that called the CAV Collector's Edition that came out in December, so some month after this edition came out in 1996 as well, and includes a lot more bonus features such as trailers, TV spots, radio spots, scenes from the Argento cut. So that was actually at that time, and still is, a more valuable version of Dawn of the Dead. But I actually don't own it, so therefore I'm not able to talk about that in further detail. But let's get back to this edition and take a closer look at it, and what we do actually see at the spine is that it is quite a thick version, saying here Elite Entertainment Incorporation Dawn of the Dead, and saying that it is a director's cut edition, letterboxed, and here downstairs the number. Concerning the director's cut, this is a small story that I can also tell you about this. There's the fact that at that time people were after a uncut version and wanted to have the ultimate final cut version of Dawn of the Dead. So therefore this edition, or the name director's cut, was used as a marketing strategy, so that they basically in the US could sell more editions, and that went, as far as I know, quite well. Because actually from former statistics we do know that the director's cut version is the version that has been mostly sold in the world. But what most people don't know is that this initially was a Cannes cut, so therefore it was actually done for the film fests in Cannes, or Cannes, I think Cannes, in France, and initially it was called the long version. So therefore this was a marketing strategy, and I could also find out that Romero didn't went quite well with this version, and therefore he did the theatrical cut that goes about 126 minutes. Now, taking a closer look at the back side, there's nothing special in it to show, but nevertheless I think it is quite interesting to see the back as well, for those who don't know this edition. Downstairs we do have the running time, and here's quite interesting that it says 142 minutes, but as it is the NTSC version and PAL version, they differ from the time, of course, because yeah, the frames per second are different. So therefore 142 minutes, 139 minutes is also a running time that often we do see on editions, or 138 minutes. But don't get that wrong, it's always the long version, or if you want to call it, director's cut. So guys, that is basically it for today. Another great Dawn of the Dead edition. One of the editions that has been mostly sold in the world or worldwide, with the most common cover that we do know from Dawn of the Dead. I hope you enjoyed this short presentation of another Dawn of the Dead edition. And as usual guys, hope to see you all next time.